Welcome to Storycraft Portal, where every truth unfolds into a story that will blow your mind. Today's story isn't part of a film or fiction. It's a real event that exposes the cracks in the world's most secure jail system. Imagine a prisoner, the world's most dangerous drug lord, whose name alone is enough. El Chapo is under 24/7 surveillance, every move being recorded, and yet suddenly he vanishes. In just 10 minutes, an alarm rang. No guards moved, no system reacted. Just a 1.5 km long tunnel, a motorbike, and complete silence from the inside men. Was this just an escape, or the corrupted face of Mexico's jail system? This story will shake you. Watch till the end, because every second reveals a new secret. Altiplano was known as Mexico's most secure prison, built for criminals who should never see daylight again. El Chapo, the world's most feared drug lord, was locked inside after his 2014 arrest. But he wasn't just any prisoner. He was a strategist, always watching, always planning. He learned the routine of every guard, the timing of every door. Cameras watched him, but he watched them too. To him, Altiplano wasn't a cage. It was a blueprint waiting to be cracked. And shouting. No signals, just patience. And silence, he made no move, just listened and remembered. Time passed, but in his mind, something massive was already moving. He noticed how long each camera took to rotate. He saw where guards stayed too long, and where they didn't. Every weakness added fuel to a plan no one believed possible. He requested small favors, cleaning supplies, toilet repairs, harmless things. But behind each request was a test of response time, that he was mapping trust, timing, and response with military precision that he had no tools, no devices, just influence, silence, and time. This wasn't just a prison stay, it was a Phase 1 launch. The real jailbreak had already begun underground, and yet no one suspected a thing. Not the guards, not the warden, not the government, that he was invisible, but he had never been more active. 3 months before the escape, construction began. Outside the prison walls, that a house was rented by unknown men, just 1.5 kilometers from Altiplano, and one knew the earth beneath would become El Chapo's exit path. Equipment arrived at night, drills, lights, ventilation tools. IT was a full-scale tunneling operation, but no permit, no noise complaint. This wasn't just a dig, it was an engineering-level tunnel escape. Inside the jail, El Chapo stayed unusually calm, that he never asked questions, never seemed nervous. But every second, he knew the tunnel was crawling toward him. 1.5 kilometers of underground tunnel, fully ventilated, with lights, rails, and even a modified motorbike. This wasn't a crawl space, it was a private subway, all of it aimed precisely beneath one small prison cell. Not random, not lucky, exact coordinates calculated from above. Even a 1-meter error would have meant total failure. Inside the cell, El Chapo heard the first thud beneath his floor. It was faint, but to him, it was the sound of freedom that he didn't react. He just smiled once and waited. An guard noticed the vibration, and the official checked the foundation. The final hours of this jailbreak had already begun. July 11th, 2015. The night everything was set. 8:52 p.m. El Chapo entered a shower space. There was no camera coverage inside that exact spot. That a hole had been cut through the floor, perfectly square. Below it, a ladder led straight into the tunnel. Without panic, without hesitation, he climbed down. He boarded a waiting motorbike fixed to metal rails. That tunnel wasn't dark. It was lit, ventilated, and moving ready. He rode 1.5 kilometers underground in complete silence. Above, guards stood unaware. Outside his cell, alarms. No alerts, no suspicion at all. Only later did they knock and find nothing. 9 p.m. He had exited through the tunnel house, that a car was already waiting with new clothes and phones. And just like that, El Chapo vanished. The tunnel was found hours later, but by then he was long gone. Not just a tunnel escape, a flawless operation that he didn't leave a trace behind. Only a hole in the floor and a broken system. This wasn't luck, it was method. How did he pull off such a detailed jailbreak? Simple. He had help from the inside. Guards, staff, construction records, all were silent. An internal investigation revealed shocking details. The tunnel had audio proof of prison sounds overhead. They had a map of his cell's layout. Exact. Guards claimed they saw nothing suspicious. They passed lie detector tests, but the doubts remained. How can a 1.5 kilometers tunnel go unnoticed? Over $50 million may have been spent on this escape. Everything, bikes, tech, labor, silence, cost money, and El Chapo had unlimited supply, and no one resigned. No one was arrested. Some guards were transferred. A few were questioned, but the system remained untouched. For months, his location was unknown. Rumors of him in Honduras, Guatemala, even Cuba, but the government had no trace that IT wasn't just Mexico's shame, it was international. The US demanded answers but got none. This jailbreak was history repeating itself. 6 months later, January 2016, a raid in Los Mochis. Mexican Marines stormed a house after a cartel tip. Shots fired, chaos, then silence. El Chapo would try to flee through sewers. But this time, his escape route failed. He was captured alive. He was flown out within hours. This time, no second chance. The US demanded immediate extradition, but he now sits in ADX Florence, the most secure US facility, solitary cell. No contact, no sound. Tunnel proof, corruption proof, escape proof. But the questions still remain unanswered. Who funded the tunnel? Who stayed silent? And could it happen again? This wasn't just about one man.it, it was about the system that protected him. The real case was the system itself. His escape was legendary, but it exposed everything beneath the surface. This was never just a tunnel escape. It was a blueprint of failure.